Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Cassidy. Thanks so much for watching. Today we're doing a little vlogmas, little holiday Christmas vlog. I thought it would be fun to vlog myself reading a fun Christmas romance or like winter romance. I'm gonna read A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. Can you see it? I've talked about this book a few times in like my most recent videos. I felt like it's just so perfect. Like I'm in New York, it's winter, it's perfect. Like, you know what I mean? So let's start reading. So this book follows Iris and Geo. And basically Iris lives in London, but she's just lost her mother, so she decides to move to New York because her mom used to live in New York for a while when she was younger and always talked about like how much she loved it. So she moves to New York. When she's there, she comes across this gelato shop. And I guess like her and her mom used to make this like super secret recipe gelato. So she goes inside and she starts talking to the owner's nephew, Geo, who tells her that they can't make any more gelato because they've lost like the family recipe. And then she remembers that this gelato shop is the one that her mom went to when she was in New York, and somehow she acquired their secret recipe, and that's the one that her and her mom would use. So I don't know why she can't tell Geo that she has this recipe, but she decides to like start helping him figure out this recipe and like start making it, but without actually telling him that she has the full recipe. And it's like their romance. I'm only 62 pages in, but I wanted to give a little update of like what's going on. So basically, like I said, Iris moves from London to New York, but she was in like a terrible relationship. So that's also why she moved, but like besides that, her mom. But she ends up like getting a job as a chef at this noodle restaurant, and she lives like right above the restaurant, and she becomes like super close friends with the landlord and like the owner of the restaurant. So she goes with him to this like food event in Little Italy, and that's where she sees the gelato shop, and she's like, oh my god, like I recognize this place. She looks back in her mom's scrapbook of like her 20s or whatever, and she realizes that that's the shop that her mom went to. But also her and her mom used to like make this gelato when she was little, and it was like her mom's like secret recipe, and she was like, you can't share this with anyone, like it's our secret. So when she looks back in this like scrapbook and sees the picture of the gelato place and then the recipe for the gelato and this picture of this guy, she's like, okay, I think like my mom had some sort of romance with this guy who like owns the gelato shop. So then when she goes into the gelato shop and learns that they can't make any more gelato because the owner is in the hospital, she like starts putting it together that her mom had this romance with the owner. And she's talking to the owner's nephew. She's like, yeah, like I think I could help you because I'm a chef, so like let me help you try and like recreate the recipe, because she's like, I can't give away my mom's secret, and since there's only like 2 people that know this recipe at one time, and one is the owner, he had a stroke or something, so he can't remember the recipe, and the other one like lost the recipe. She's like, I can't like tell him that I have it. So that's basically where I'm at, and it's really good so far. Something I also forgot to say was that the book like switches back and forth between Iris's point of view, and then it goes back to like years ago when her mom was in New York, and you like hear her story. And I love that because it's like 2 love stories in one, because you're reading about like how Iris's mom met the owner of the gelato shop. It's just so cute. And also I just got to this part where Iris goes to the gelato shop for the first time to like help, well not for the first time, but like to start helping the owner's nephew Geo. And she realizes, or they both realize, that they met each other before, and it was like 7 months earlier when she'd first moved to New York. and they're in a bookstore. They both are reaching for the last copy of this book, and she's like, please, like, can I have it? And he was like, no, like, you know, whatever. And they're like going back and forth, and she's like, okay. They like, it's on Valentine's Day also, and she's like, okay, well, you know, all I wanted to do was like forget about my dead husband and just like read this book. And he was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then she like runs out of the store, and she's like, I'll never see him again, but like, I don't even have a dead husband. Like, my ex-boyfriend is dead to me, but he's not dead. And then turns out that that's Gio. So when she comes in the store, she's like, wait, I actually like know where I remember you from, like, and I'm so sorry about your husband, and like, I know what you're going through because my wife died 7 years ago. And Iris is like, I'm such an asshole, like, I completely lied and now I can't go back on it. So she's just like sticking to it that her husband's dead. Okay, it's the next day, and I did so much reading last night in bed, so I have to update you on what's happened. First of all, I love this book. I think it's so cute. Like, there's like steamy scenes, but it's not like super steamy at all, but like, that's okay. Like, I'm still like really enjoying it, obviously. But basically, Iris and Gio have been spending more time together, like just coming up with the gelato recipes. But now she's like met his entire family, and they all really like her, and she's met his daughter. I don't know if I mentioned that he has a daughter or not, but he has a daughter who's 15. I don't know, just like their relationship's so cute. And then one night she goes to dinner with him and all of his family, and he's like walking her home, and they kiss. So they decided to start this like secret relationship because he's like, I don't want my daughter to like get her hopes up, and like, I don't want my family to like get too involved in this. So it's just kind of like a secret thing right now. Iris helps Gio's daughter Bella with this like school performance. There's a video that gets like leaked or like put on YouTube of her singing, and her ex reaches out to Gio's daughter and is like, hey, like, I'm an old friend, can I like have her number, like, I'd love to reach out to her. And he texts Iris and is like, hey, might have to pay you a visit. And she's like, oh my god, now Bella's involved, I can't have anyone knowing that like he is really alive, I've lied to Gio this whole time. And she's like kind of freaking out about it, like, I think I just need to end things with him. Like, it's so hard because they're just so cute, and the book is just so good. Like, I think it's just such a good read for this time of year. Ugh, I love it. And I think I'm just gonna probably like rot on the couch and read some more because that feels like the vibe. It said it's like flurrying outside, but it's certainly not. I don't see any flurries, but it's still like such a good vibe to be like reading, especially this book, you know what I mean? Okay, I just finished, and chef's kiss. That book was so good. Like, I know I already said it, but it is just like the perfect winter romance. It's so good. I don't know if I would rate it a 5 out of 5, but like pretty close to it. Like, it's just, I don't know, like the family dynamics, I just feel like you like fall in love with Gio's family. And I thought like going into it that it was gonna like switch back and forth between Iris's point of view, like present day, and then her mom's, and that's not really how it was. Like, you got like a few little chapters of Iris's mom, Vivian, like when she was younger and meeting Gio's uncle, but that's not the whole book. But like, it still was so good. I don't know, I just loved the romance, the family. It was like a found family trope, like friends to lovers. It was so good. I highly recommend that book. I've read other books that Josie Silver wrote, and I loved those. This one might be my favorite that she's written that I've read so far. Now that I finished that book, I'm gonna go find another holiday winter romance to read because I've read one now, and now I need to read like 1,000 more. So I guess that wraps up this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.